What is going on? What's up, y'all? Today we're going to be talking a little bit about meme coins and what exactly is going on in the market because they were pumping yesterday and they're dumping today. Now, one thing I'd like to point out here on the chart is this altcoin season index. It is at 80 out of 100 right now, and that may not seem super significant because we're in altcoin season if it's above a 75, and it is. So, what's the big deal then? Well, I'd like to point at this chart right here. How yesterday it was at an 82. Last week it was at a 77. So overall, it's been dropping down and it's been on the lower side of the altcoin season index. And I think that's really because of the holidays coming up. Because of Christmas coming up and people are dishing out more money, many people are wanting to be more conservative with their trading and they're not wanting to take as big of risks, especially since Bitcoin is sitting at $99,000 and kind of hovering in an area of consolidation. So let's hit the charts and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So what I mean is we hit $100,000 and then we've hit a range. And in this range, this area of consolidation, we have some red. Now, red does not mean dead, okay? I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Red does not mean dead. Just because there are some red candles, that does not mean that it's dead and we're going to a bear market and we're going to see a significant drop straight down. What it does mean though is that we are in an area where the buyers and the sellers are neck and neck. No one can outdo the other, especially now that we're at $99,000. But overall, the bulls are winning and we are headed up and in a bullish market. So if we remove the candles and just look at lines, it would look like this is actually a pretty significant uptrend right now. Where we sit currently now is the high of Friday, the November 22nd. On November 22nd, we thought this was amazing, $98,000. Now we are in a dip, and our dip is touching $98,000. So it all depends on how you look at it. Overall, Bitcoin is still up. Now, it's not going past $100,000, and that's what many new traders are sad about. They got in once it hit 100,000 or potentially at 99,000, and then it went up to 104,000, dropped down, went back up to 100,000. Here you can see the wick is at 103,000. This wick is at 102,000. This candle closed at $101,000, the previous candle, and now that we're under $100,000, people are getting a little more squeamish, and the people who bought in just because it was high are seeing red and they're thinking that it's dead. But now let's actually go look at the altcoins and seeing how they. Let's look at some big altcoins, like starting off Peanut the Squirrel. Peanut the Squirrel has been a top mover for a while and it's been pretty consistent one. You can see here we have our Fibonacci retracement tool drawn out here from the swing low to the high, and we are sitting in this 0.5 range right here. We keep wicking up, but we haven't yet broken up to the golden zone, which is very significant because at the golden level, it is a very, very strong push, support, and resistance. So there's a lot of resistance to reach the 0.382 level. There's a lot of resistance to break through it. But once you break through it, then it becomes a strong support. And you can know that as it gets lower into this golden zone, then more than likely it's going to head up and it's going to have a bullish, even if it has a slight pullback, it's going to have a bullish push. But first, it has to break into that zone and close, which is something really hard to do, and many coins don't do it. They tend to lose their top and they keep pushing and they try so many times that eventually they wear themselves out and the bears win. So Peanut the Squirrel right now, it's had its dip. Let's take away the candles so you can see it's had its dip and it keeps wanting to push again. I believe it's only a matter of time before it does make that big push and it is able to make it to the top before it heads down again. Now, making it to the top is, I wouldn't say the easy part. You do have to break above, but you have to close above, meaning you have to stay in the golden zone long enough for the candle to close. The bulls have to win. They have to hold out for long enough in order to create this support zone. So right now, we are actually headed down to retest this 0.15 and bounce off of it again. But I believe that it could very well push up to our support zone right here. That's just one I wanted to talk about. And another one is WIF. WIF is down 2% right now, but it's not doing bad at all. It's down 2%, but it's recovering from a nice push up to the upside. So this is exactly what I was talking about, how it must close above the 0.382 in order to try and keep this support level. So you can see that it's doing exactly what Peanut was doing, how it had its swing and then it pushed up, broke this zone and closed, but it was not high enough and the bulls did not have enough support to keep pushing it up. So the bears won. Now, one thing I do want to do is take away the candles so that you can just see the support and resistance line that we've drawn. The support and resistance line right here, these blue lines, those are very significant zones right now because they show that they are strong. They have been a strong support and resistance. It's been in a range so far, and that's been the top and bottom of this range. So I believe that although it may not use the Fibonacci retracement levels, the 0.382 as support yet, it could very easily, because it closed above this support line we have here, which is not Fibonacci retracement support, but it's showing that the market currently is using this as support. It could use this one right here as support in order to push up higher to the upside, which is what I'm hoping to do. So if you were going to buy into Dog with Hat or Jupiter, or not Jupiter, Dog with Hat or Peanut, we haven't looked at Jupiter yet, Dog with Hat or Peanut, then these would be good areas to buy in. For example, Dog with Hat can be making lower. If I was going to buy, I'd wait for the next candle, or I'd wait for tomorrow basically, because we're looking at the daily time frame, because I'd want it to get a little bit closer to this zone right here, because I believe it's either going to use it or it's going to lose it. If it uses it, then we made money. If it loses it, then it's really not that much farther down to our strong support zone here, and we can just keep dollar cost averaging in until it goes up. And so that's what I would personally do in this market. Now let's look at the bubbles and see how those are doing. Okay, let's look at our crypto bubbles here on banterbubbles.com. Now, this is in the hour. In the last day, we are down quite a bit. You can see that there are some like Ski Mask, which is at up 12.8% within the past day, but within the past hour, it's only up 3.4% because it is headed down. Now, this tool is a great tool to use in times like these where you can see everything that's headed down so that you can look into them, because pullbacks is when you want to buy. You don't want to be chasing the hype. You don't want to be going and seeing all the green and buying only when there's green, because that's how you buy the tops, sell the lows. That's when you lose money. So now is actually a great time to be buying, because on the day and the hour they are down. So I will personally be looking at these and seeing what to buy. But in the week, look at how much is up. In the month, look at how much is actually up. And in the year, almost everything is up. Look at how many giant bubbles we have within the past year. Dogecoin, for example, that's huge right now. But look at all of these green. So overall, these are headed up. but not all of these are up right now in this minute. So that's why the hour and the day one are perfect to use to see exactly what's up and what's down. And you can set this. So currently I'm looking at the top 100 coins. So the top 100 meme coins, this is what it is. So these are not likely to get rugged because these are the top 100. These weren't made yesterday. These weren't made 2 minutes ago. Many of these have been around for a while, and there are some newer ones. So there are actually some that can be having those low market caps so that you can be making more. Now, there's some that you may recognize and some that you may not. For example, Peanut, Ski, and then there's one Ponke. Ponke is actually one that I am very, very interested only because when you look at it here, you can see that it has a little character here. I guess we can call him Ponke. He is the one who he has his own social media platforms that are very, very active. So they're constantly advocating for this coin, and that's what I like to see. I believe that that would actually be the future of meme coins, is to not just have a Twitter because that's what everybody has, not just to have a Twitter so that people don't count you as a rug pull, but to actually be posting on your Twitter and building a strong community so that even though the meme coin may go down, it's not giving the meme coin a bad name because the meme coins do have a stronger community. So there's more people and you have more trust, which drives up the price even more. So, what have we seen today? We have seen that the market overall is down, which can actually be a good thing because that means it gives us an opportunity to start buying in the market. And you can use sites like Banter Bubbles in order to see what to buy and when you should be buying this. And then you can go look at your charts. So, subscribe so that you never miss a daily update because the market is moving fast. So, you need to know what's happening and when it's happening, and I can be your one stop shop. Adios.